Hi, it's me again here with another video about CorelDraw. I promise I'm going to get off of CorelDraw here in the next video or two and show you something different. But today, I thought you might want to learn a little bit more about the editing tool that I use, and possibly many of you probably use CorelDraw. So it's a little confusing sometimes on some of the commands and stuff to do, but you'll see here on the screen, I've got two objects. I've got a circle or an oval. It's got a red outline. Both of them have red outlines. I'll just unfill it so you can see that. And then I'm going to fill it back with green. And then a square or rectangle. So let's put this oval on top of the rectangle. And I'm going to select the green one first, the oval first, and then I'm going to select the one that's behind the blue one. And you see these pop up right here. So you'll see this is a combine, which is Control L. This is weld. Here is trim and intersect, simplify, front minus back, back minus front, and create boundary. Now, sometimes these are obvious what they do, sometimes they're not. So I'm just going to run through a few little examples and maybe it'll make things a little bit more clear. So sometimes it makes the difference of which one of these you pick first. The blue one and then the green one, or the green one and then the blue one. I'm going to pick the green one first and then the blue one on each one of these examples so we can kind of keep it consistent. So I'm going to click on the green one, then I'm going to hold the shift button down and I'm going to click on the blue one. So now this menu pops up. I'm going to skip the combine for right now. We'll do it at the end. So let's go over to this first one here. It's called weld. And if you just hover on it, it tells you that it's called weld, and it says combine objects into a single curve object with a single fill and outline. So let's just click it and see what happens. All right, it changed it. So I'm going to unfill it so you can kind of see what the outline looks like now. So you see it cut out what was in common with both of those, and that all has a red outline, and it's one object. So if I click off of it and click back, it's all one object. And I'm just going to back up till it turns blue again. And then one more time, and we're back to where we started. Just to prove it, I'll pull that out of the way. So now let's do the exact same command, but let's pick the blue one first. Hold the shift button down and click the green one. Go back up here to the first one, weld, and click weld. See, it did the exact same thing, except the last one I picked is the color of fill that it gave it. You know, no big deal. If you pick the wrong one, you can change the fill no matter what you want, but that's just the way this thing works. So if I unfill that, you can see you'll get the same results. So I'm going to back up and make sure I've got the... So what I'm doing here, when I'm moving these out of the way, you see this nudge factor up here? I've got mine set to where I can change it no matter what I've got selected. Yours may not be that way. You may have to select something before you can, or you may have to be unselected before you can get up here and change yours. But you know, I think there's another video I made where you can show it all the time. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. So let's go back to the next command. Let's click on the green one, click on the blue one. All right, we've already done the weld, so let's go over here to trim. It says trim, cut out a portion of an object by using the shape of another object. Okay, well, we picked the green one first, and it's on top of the blue one, so let's see what happens. Click trim. Well, it didn't look like anything happened, but it's selected. You can see it's selected right here, the blue, what looks like the blue. So I'm going to nudge it over to the right, and look what it did. It just cut out what the circle or the oval was, and it gave it a whole new outline too. So let's go back, undo all of that, make sure we're still separate. Yep. So now let's do the same thing, but let's pick the blue one first, which is behind, then pick the green one, which is in front. And we were up here on trim. Let's do trim. So what happened there? Well, it trimmed the green one. So that's the way that one works. So let's back up. Get the blue again, get the green again. There we go. So let's go to the next one. So pick green, pick blue, and you can pick more than 2 objects, but these are the 2 that I'm going to deal with. We did the trim, so let's go to, this is the one I use most of all, the intersect button. You click on that, and you see that it highlighted something right here in the middle. Well, what did it highlight? Let's just nudge it out of the way and find out. Well, I see what it highlighted. It highlighted where those 2 were the same. So I'm going to delete that instead of moving it over, because, or undoing it, because it doesn't affect the 2 objects. But I'm going to, let's pick the blue one first, then the green one, and go up to intersect. And now you can kind of see the little red line around it. So it did something different. Let's move it out of the way. So now that same shape is green because of the way when I picked what color or which object I picked first. And of course, one on top of the other ones can make a difference too, but let's just delete that. All right. So now let's pick the green one again, pick the blue one again, and now let's move over to the next one. That intersect tool is really good. It does a lot of things. And like I said, if I didn't read that, it says create an object from the area where 2 or more objects overlap. So without destroying the other objects. So let's go to the next one, simplify. It says trim overlapping areas among objects. Now I picked the green one first, then the blue one. I'm going to hit trim. Okay, what did that do? Well, let's pick the green one and move it over. See? It cut a hole where the blue one was. So it simplified them. So let's undo that. So I can get my blue object back. And just to make sure we do, let's click the green one and move it out of the way. All right, we're back to where we were. So this time let's pick the blue one first and then the green one. And go to simplify. Okay, what did it do there? Well, did the same thing. So here's where, and let's undo this. Here's where it matters of which object's on top. So let's put the green object behind the blue object. To do that, we can hold the control button down and hit end. That moves it behind the blue one. Or you can go up to the menu up here and move them back and forth. So now let's pick the green one again first and then the blue one. You go back up to simplify and see what it did. Click the green one over. Now it cut a chunk out of the green one. So let's undo that. Undo it. Let's try that again. Okay. I should have it back to where it was. Green was whole, the blue. So now let's pick the blue one first, and then the green one. And go to simplify one more time. And it did the exact same thing. So that's the way that works. Let's undo it. Undo it. There we go. Make sure that's all back together, and it is. So let's put the green one back up front. And to do that, you can hit Control and the Home button, and it brings it back up. Or you could have grabbed the blue one and put it to the back. So let's pick the green one again, then the blue one. And then we're on Simplify. Let's go to front minus back. So that should take the back away from, out of what's on the front object. This green one is up front. Let's click it and see what happens. And there's what happens. This made the blue go away and then took a chunk of the green, because that was the overlap. So let's undo that. Now let's pick the blue one first and then the green one and go back to the same thing, front minus back. Same results, because now we're taking whatever's up front, taking it off the back. So if we wanted to do a different shape, let's move the green one to the back again, Control End. And again, it doesn't matter which one we pick first on this one, because it's going to do the same thing. Whatever's front, it's going to take away. Front minus back. And now you see what it did. It took the green one out of the blue one. And left what was front up there. Or at least part of it. So, there's that. And similar fashion, let's put the green one let's put the green one back up front. So Control Home. Let's pick it first and then the blue one. And then go to this last one, which is back minus front. Basically the same thing except opposite. So I'm not going to get into any details about that. Let's undo that. Okay, there we go. So now let's pick both of them again, the green one first, then the blue one. Let's go to this one over here, create boundary. I use this one a lot too. So click create boundary, and then nudge that out of the way. You see what it did? It just put a boundary around everything that was touching the white, basically. And you can see what it, you can see, here's the results. That one's really good for if you want to do a contour around the whole thing. And I can show you that in another video later, but that's what that does. So I'm going to delete that. And that one doesn't really matter what's up front and what's up behind either. So one more thing. Let's select that and select the blue. We've already done the create boundary. So now let's go over here and see what this combine does. Well, it says combine objects into a single object with common properties. So we selected the green one first. It's on top, and then we selected the blue one. Let's just show that again. Select the green one, hold the shift button down, select the blue one, which is behind, and hit combine. Oh, I did something weird that time. Look at that. So it combined everything with left a hole in the middle. And so I'm going to show you just, let me put an outline around that and fill it with yellow and send that object to the back with Control End. You can see what it did. It actually cut a hole in the two. So let's back that up, get out of that, back to where we were. And go back to our pick tool. This time let's pick the blue one first and then the green one, see if that makes any difference. Combine. Well, the only difference is since I picked the green one last, it made everything green to fill. So let's undo that. And let's pick the blue. Well, anyway, you can kind of see what it does. Combines those two objects. So let's do it one more time. Combined. And now that is all one object. If you go to Object and Group, you can't ungroup them. If you go to Object and Order, you can't move them up and down because they're in the same plane of each other. They're one object. And there's one thing you could do. You could break the curve apart and you could get that. But again, that's for another video. So I hope that helped a little bit. If not, just send me an email, call or text, or send me a comment on this video. And if you don't understand something or you want some more in-depth part of it, just let me know. And if there's anything else about CorelDraw or laser engraving, both metal, plastic, wood, glass, whatever it is, I do all of that. I make game boards. You can see it on the Etsy store. I've got some things there. There's a lot of things on there that's not on there that I can do. But please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and share this with other people. And send me some comments. Appreciate it. And we'll talk to you on the next one. Bye.